Welcome to the fucking Balking Dead where there is no sleep for the wicked, baby. So let's get this shit started right. This show is sponsored by what? Who? You already fucking know, but if you don't, it's sponsored by Prize Picks. Go on over there, use promo code PUBSPORTS. First $100 match bonus on your first $100. So yeah, what you waiting for? Well, let's fucking stop waiting and let's get into this fucking MLB card. We got 8 games. We had 9. Nationals got canceled. So let's get into this. Giants at Mets. Both have decent records right now, 7-2 and 7-3. Just throw that out there. We got Alex Cobb versus Tyler Miguel. Miguel's a stud, guys. We were on him last year at times, and we'll be on him again at this time. Alex Cobb's coming in off of a 5-inning, 10 strikeouts versus the Padres. Whoa. Hold up, swole up. Padres are top 5 in strikeouts versus right-handed pitchers. So before you take too much into that, remember that. He has a career 3.86 ERA in 10 years in the league. This is his first year in the National League. Mets versus right-handed pitchers are top 10 in walk percentage, bottom 5 in strikeout percentage at an 18.3%, guys. The average last year was 24, so this team ain't fucking striking out. They are top 10 in average and top 10 in OPS this year versus right-handed hitters. So his K prop is at 4.5 minus 167. I don't fucking like that one bit, guys, but there is value if you want to play Prize Picks and you're looking at the juice. They're offering that same 4.5 over there on Prize Picks, but with Prize Picks, we don't bet the juice. We're betting everything together in a single parlay. They're not paying you for plus and they're not paying you for minuses. So if you're one of those value seekers, there is a minus 167 prop they're giving you today. Me, I don't like it. Like I said, he went up against that Padres team who's a top 5 in strikeouts. Now he's going up against a bottom 5 strikeout team and they're top 10 in walk percentage. So this team's taking their walks and they're seeing the ball and they're not swinging out the zone. So careful taking an Alex Cobb strikeout prop today. If anything, look towards that under and get you some money. Tyler Miguel, guys. He's coming in hot also, guys. 2-0 with a 0 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 10 innings. Damn. He's a straight dominant 2-pitch pitcher, so you won't normally see him get into the third time through the lineups. So if you're looking at him fantasy score, there's not going to be many games when he will go to that 6 innings quality start. But as being a dominant 2-pitch pitcher with a high 98 fastball, the dude will have his swings and misses and his games. So the Giants this year versus right-handed pitchers, they're top 10 in walk percentage. They're number 11 in strikeout percentage at 23.9. I look for the 27% to play on myself. 27% means you're fucking bad. You're right around league average right now. They're top 10 average, top 5 OPS. They're fucking hitting the ball from the right-handed side, guys. So I'd be careful backing Tyler Miguel today. Yes, he's been money, but these Giants love them some right-handed pitching this year, and they're not swinging out the zone. No one of these batters have more than 10 at-bats versus each pitcher. But Wade and Yastrzemski both have a home run in very small sample size versus Miguel. Yaz, he's struggling this year, guys, and Wade's been hot. So if you're looking at one of those bats, I'd be looking towards Wade. But Yaz is going to turn it around. Yaz is Yastrzemski, but he's a beast, guys. Cobb last year, left-handed hitters hit 228, while right-handed hitters hit 251. So I'd be looking at the Mets right-handed bats. They're stacked already on the right-handed side. So I don't think Cobb has a great day like he had last time out. So I'd be looking at some Mets myself. Last year, Miguel allowed left-handed hitters to hit a whopping 315, guys, and right-handed hitters hit 200. What? So we want to look at all them Giants left-handed bats over there, guys. So I think Miguel doesn't go more than 5. I think he gives up at least 2 to 3 runs. So I'm not looking at Miguel's K prop myself. They have him at 5.5 minus 136. Prize Picks also has him at 5.5. The numbers say no, guys, but the numbers don't always mean everything, guys. Like I said last time, numbers are like lawyers. They don't necessarily lie. They just don't tell you the fucking truth. And it's our job to figure out the truth. Can Miguel get that 6 strikeouts? He can. But I don't want to risk a guy that I don't see going more than 5 innings. So, on to the next game since we got 7 more to get. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash the like if you fucking haven't. Hit the freaking retweet. Hit the share. If you're in Twitter world, hit that link down there. Come join the chat. Say what's good. Ask me some questions. I'll try to answer as best to my ability. My ability. Respect my authority. All right, though. Next game out, we've got the Rays at the Cubs. Shane McClanahan versus Kyle Hendricks. Shane McClanahan, the number 31 overall pick in the 2018 draft. Ooh, those things just get me going. When I hear guys drafted in the first round, especially by a Rays organization who does nothing but produce pitching, ooh. He has a 3 ERA in 2 games with 15 strikeouts so far this year. He's averaging 10.6 K per 9 in his first 132 innings in the majors. The Cubs this year versus left-handed pitching are top 10 in walk percentage, second best in strikeout percentage at 15.6. Right next to them, Houston Astros. And we know the Astros don't strike out the lefties, and these Cubs ain't striking out the lefties right now. So hold up on that K prop if you're looking that way. They are top 5 average and OPS versus lefties this year. This does not set up well numbers-wise versus McClanahan today. McClanahan is at a 6.5 plus 105. He's at the same on Prize Picks. The numbers say hell fucking no. But once again, the numbers don't mean everything. But I've got to go off what I've seen. McClanahan is a dominant pitcher. He's a 3 right now. I have him projected to be a starting 2 in the league. That's not what the Cubs have seen so far this year. They haven't seen this type of pitcher. They've seen a Gomer. They've seen some bottom of the barrel left-handed pitching. So don't take all them pitching stats into too much. You've got to dig through it. And I think Shane McClanahan could hang in there today, and I think he could hit his fantasy score, but I don't know if the strikeouts are going to be there. I could see a solid 5-6 innings going over to the back end of that Rays bullpen. The back end of the Rays bullpen is what we want. There's too many pitchers only pitching 4 or 5 innings, so their bullpen's going to see a fuck ton of work, and their ERA will adjust to that. It'll look bad at times. But if you're looking on playing a guy's fantasy score, you're looking on the win, and if you have him projected to be ahead, you could definitely count on that Rays back end of the bullpen to do their job. Next, we got Kyle Hendricks. He's off to a Hendricks type year. 1 good start, 1 bad start. You want Hendricks at home, and you want him during the day at home. That's been my theory on him the last few years, and it's been pretty well. Other than that, he's a straight fade, guys. And right now, he's at home and he's at night. So I don't look at anybody looking to fade them some Kyle Hendricks. Rays this year versus right-handed pitching are top 10 walk percentage, 8th in strikeouts at 25%, which is league average last year. So yes, it's 8th in strikeouts now, but league average last year was around that 24.5%. So 25 means, we need to start watching. 27 means we need to start playing. So 25 is a wait and see. They are middle of the league average OPS. Hendricks' K-prop is at a 4.5 minus 103, the same on Prize Picks. I'm not looking to run his K-prop. Their strikeout percentage is up, but their walk percentage is also up. So that factors it down a little bit, in my opinion. So 4.5, that's about the right number. I'm not looking at under or over on that one. Last year, no one has seen one of these batters each, but no one has seen any of them 10 times. So it's going to be a bullpen type game after 5 innings. I don't see either of these pitchers going past the 6th if they get to the 6th. And both have middle of the league bullpen ERAs, but I do trust the back end of the Rays once again. I don't hate anybody looking at loading up on some Rays. It's going to be a cheap stack today. It's fading Hendricks once again. But that's going to do you more good than not, guys. He is a bottom-of-the-barrel pitcher, and you're getting a frontline starter that's in his 2nd year right now. Next game out, my guys. Pirates at the Brewers. The Pirates, guys. The old shabby 5-4 Pirates versus the 5-5 Brewers. They're looking good on their freaking shabby-ass win total. We got Zach Thompson versus Eric Lauer. Zach Thompson, a career 3.7 ERA, only in 79 innings pitched in the majors. But he sucked fucking ass in the minors with a 5+ ERA in AAA. I don't expect him to go more than 5 if he could fucking hang. Brewers versus right-handed pitchers are top 5 in walks, 15th in strikeout percentage, bottom 12 average in OPS. He did have a 12K per nine in AAA Thompson, and his strikeout prop is at 3.5. They are walking a lot, and they're striking out middle of the pack. But 3.5 just seems a little too low for a guy who's, well, I don't like him, but his K per nine say that the numbers are there, guys. So the numbers say he hits this 3.5. I just don't have the balls to play on a guy named Zach Thompson myself. But I could definitely see 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, but that's not my cup of tea. Eric Lauer, guys, he's a career 4.3 ERA with a 1.39 whip. He was 2-0 versus the Pirates last year with a 1.47 ERA in 4 games, with only 1 quality start. So even though he was 2-0, he didn't go out the 5th inning too much. There was a game where he only went 3 innings. So I don't expect Lauer to go past that 5-inning mark. He had the pretty much same home road splits last year. He had a 2.32 in the day compared to his 3.82 at night. He's pitching at night where he's worse at. Pirates versus left-handed pitchers this year are middle of the league in walk percentage, bottom 5 in K percentage. Let's get to that 18.1. They don't fucking strike out versus lefties, guys. Yes, I'm saying that, and watch Eric Lauer have 20 in. There will be games where they will get struck out, but they are like the Astros, guys. The last 3 years, they are bottom 5 in strikeout percentage to left-handed pitching. It's not just this year. It's not just last year. We have a fucking history of this team. They don't strike out to lefties. So I'd be looking, if anything, to fade Lauer's K props, and they have him at, I believe it was a 4.5. So yeah, to me, 4.5 minus 137. I wouldn't mind hitting the under on that one, preferably. I'm not an under better, but the numbers say under to a team that just doesn't fucking strike out to lefties. Does that make them win the game? No. We're here to talk about props, and props are a different freaking angle, guys. And we're here to get angles. I see you, Chad. My guy, the crew is here today. Ricky, Bobby, smash the fucking like button, everybody. So if anything, I'm leaning Zach Thompson over K. Eric Lauer under K's here, guys. Thompson last year, left-handed hitters hit 262, while right-handed hitters hit 196. Lauer was 228 to lefties, 221 to righties. No Brewers has seen Sean Thompson, but that doesn't fucking scare me, guys. Like, I don't think he's destined for this league long, and the Pirates have to play him. I look at Brewers bets, especially the left-handed. Like I said, lefties hit 262 versus this guy. So we want to take advantage of where he's weaker at, and he dominates the right-handed side, and he allows hits on the left-handed side. So both top 10 bullpens. So that's crazy right here. Did you expect the Pirates to have a top 10 bullpen coming into the year? I knew the Brewers were going to have a beast-ass bullpen. But the thing that's been worrying me, and I've been betting Brewers games and watching them, is Devin Williams doesn't look like Devin Williams, guys. He looks bad. And he's supposed to be one of the best setup men in baseball. No. Right now, he's not. He needs to figure some shit out. And I'd be careful taking Brewers money lines with how bad he's been in the back end the last week. He's allowed so many base runners on, and he's escaped in a couple games. He did not escape yesterday versus St. Louis. This guy's changeup, they're able to just spit on now. If it's low, let it go. If it's high, let it fly, baby. And it's that damn simple to a 2-pitch pitcher. And they've seemed to have figured him out. So, if anything, like I said, I'm leaning to the under the best on this game, on the Eric Lauer, guys. I just like the Pirates not swing and miss rate versus lefties. It's been money, guys. Next game out. I've got a pretty fucking weird take on this one. We got Angels and Astros. I know a lot of people are going to want them some Luis Garcia, but let's get into some Michael Lorenzen and why I'm going over on Michael Lorenzen's fantasy score today. This kid was born in Anaheim. He's now playing for the Anaheim Angels. Pitched in the National League his whole career and has been a bum pretty much. Let's be realistic. A career 4+ ERA. Not fucking good. This year, though, like I said last week, I seen some things in the other box scores that was nice. His best whip, his best average against more than just ERA, it was the other numbers that looked like, oh shit, did the Angels fix something? Well, did they? He went out last game out and fucking dominated a Marlins team. Okay, it's the Marlins, but his whip was at a 0.54. That's been his fucking problem, guys, is his whip. Him allowing too many base runners is going to allow runs and going to allow stress on base. He may have fixed this shit, guys. So, Astros versus right-handed pitchers this year. They're middle of the league in walk percentage, bottom 10 in strikeout percentage at 20.7, and they're middle of the league average OPS. They just haven't been humming, guys. They have not hit that streak, and we've got to look to fade them while they're not hitting. So I'm going to look at Lorenzen's fantasy score. I think he goes 5+ solid innings. I think he gets 3 to 4 strikeouts. You get 15 outs is 15 points. 3 to 4 strikeouts, we'll say 3 at minimum. That's 9 points. We're at 24. This is just minimums. I don't see him giving up more than 2 runs. So I see Lorenzen going 6+ today. I see him getting the quality start, and I see him hanging in there with Luis Garcia versus a team that's struggling right now. So his strikeout prop is at 4.5 plus 122 on Bovada, and it's 3.5 on Prize Picks. You got to have balls to be taking his K prop versus team. 3.5 is value, though, compared to what the other books are offering out there. So I don't just search value. The value has to add up in the numbers, too. And if you want to take out strikeout props versus these Astros, more fun to you. I hope you fucking cash, but you're going to lose more often than not. Luis Garcia. He's coming off a solid first year in the majors. He pitched well versus Arizona team who's not fucking hitting. Last year, he had a 2.73 home ERA and a 4.2 road. And that's why a lot of people are going to look at playing on Garcia today, in my opinion. You can't take a year of fucking splits of a guy who's only pitched fucking 1 year in the league, in my opinion. So throw those fucking things out. Luis Garcia, to me, is just a solid pitcher all the way around. Home, away, whatever. I can't take 1 year's worth of splits and bank my money off of it. Last year in 6 games, he was 1-2 with a 4.10 ERA versus the Angels. The Angels versus right-handed pitchers this year, they're middle of the league in walk percentage and strikeout percentage. They're top 5 average, number 1 OPS. They are fucking humming. And they've already seen this guy and have decent numbers off of him. Garcia's strikeout prop is at 4.5 minus 157. It's at 4.5 on Prize Picks. So if you do value the juice, it's there. I'm not looking to play a K prop on a team that's middle of the pack, walk and K percentage. Yes, it can hit. No, it won't hit. I'm not looking for that. I need advantages, and there's no advantages in the numbers here, guys. Lorenzen last year, left-handed hitters hit 226, while right-handed hitters hit 261. And off Garcia, left-handed hitters hit 282, while right-handed hitters hit 182. No one has seen Lorenzen more than 10 at bats, but his lefties do hit power better than the righties, even though the righties do have average. So if anything, I'd look at a Yordan Alvarez, but he hasn't been in the lineup lately, guys, and I'm waiting for the lineups to come out. So if he's not in the lineup, I think he has a chance of getting a win today, Lorenzen, because he should be able to shut this lineup down without that dominant lefty bat in there. Jared Walsh is the only Angel with 10 at-bats versus Garcia, batting .636 with 2 home runs. And this fucking beast is batting .355 this year. And if you go through his freaking splits from last year, he hit over .313 versus righties and under .200 versus lefties. This guy loves him some righty pitching. He loves it the way it comes out of Garcia's hands. They weren't offering his over 1.5 bases. They weren't offering his fantasy score. So I had to bring up his hits and walks. I'd look for him over 1.5 bases today. He is going to keep it humming. Both these bullpens have been bad, if not the Astros have been middle of the tier, but they're now without Presley, their closer. So they're just got knocked down another tier. So I'd be looking at first 5s. Like I said, Lorenzen, I want his fantasy score. I think this guy goes a solid 6 innings. I'd be scared what these bullpens do because it's just plug your nose and put someone in right now. So let's go fucking Michael Lorenzen. Next game out. Smash the chat. Oh, not smash the chat. What up, chat? I see you, Razor. Smash the damn like, not the chat. Smash the BBWs, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's get into this next game. We're heading into Colorado. We got Philadelphia's at the Rockies. Philadelphia. We got the Phillies at the Rockies. Aaron Nola, Mr. Candy Cane himself, versus Chad Not So Cool. Nola has a 6.7 ERA this year in 2 games, both at home, where last year he had a home ERA of 3.86 and a road ERA of 5.27, and he's coming off one of his worst spring trainings to date. I can't back him right now, win-wise. I can't. He's not showing anything. He needs to turn it around. I'm not looking to be the guy who's catching a falling knife. He's shown nothing but bad. Why do I want to be the guy he's going to be good now? I can't take Nola to be good right now, especially versus these Rockies, versus right-handed pitchers. They're bottom 10 in walk percentage at 7.7% and bottom 10 in strikeout percentage. These guys aren't striking out. They're taking their walks, and they're top 5 average, top 3 OPS versus right-handed pitching. Aaron Nola, you're going to Colorado where your breaking balls aren't going to break like the way they do at home. So his K prop is at 5.5. There is value in price picks with the juice, but I'm not looking to play it. If anything, I'm looking to fade his fantasy score of 28.5 in prize picks. You're going up against a team that's not striking out and putting the bat on the ball. And Philadelphia has a really, really bad bullpen. So even if he does have the chance to get a win, there's always the chance they blow that win for him. And you don't get those win points. So if anything, I'd be looking to fade Nola, especially on the road and versus this team who's smacking righties right now. Chad Kuhl, on the other hand, put a bar of soap in my mouth last time out because he went out and did the damn thing in 4 innings versus the Rangers. The last 2 years, he's had a 7+ ERA when on the road. He didn't pitch at Coors last year for his home, so I don't see him as being good. I see this guy as a back-end rotation pitcher with a career 4.42 ERA, and now he's going to Coors Field, where historically this guy sucked ass on the road, guys, and he's a Pittsburgh Pirate home pitcher. So this isn't his home. This isn't his home. This is his new home where he's going to soon hate. So I'd look at riding any of the Phillies bats, even though the Phillies this year have been struggling versus right-handed pitching. But right-handed pitching, they're bottom 10 in walk percentage, middle of the league in strikeouts, middle of the league average OPS. That's struggling compared to if you look at their lefty numbers when they're just top 5. That's why I smacked them versus Rogers the other day, and they did the damn thing. You've got to take a wait-and-see approach with the Phillies when they're up against a righty. This righty don't fucking scare me, though, okay? There are some righties out there that are dominant. Chad Kuhl is not dominant, so I'd look at fading him. Last year, left-handed hitters hit 257 off of Kuhl, while right-handed hitters hit 247. Nola, lefties hit 240s, while righties hit a whopping 295 off him. Like, damn, Nola. Woo! Not so good. Not so good, my friend. Only batter with more than 10 at-bats versus Nola is Blackman, and he's hitting 368 in 19 at-bats, but he's off to a slow start. Had to go dig through Bryant because Bryant, they don't have the stats for. He had 315. He's batting 315 and 13 at-bats, and this fool's humming this year. So Chris Bryant over 1.5 bases today. Chris Bryant fantasy score today. Don't be afraid of it. He should get a hold of Nola, and like I said, Philly's pin is trash. On the other hand, the Rockies have the best ERA in baseball almost 2 weeks into it. So you got to take that for what it is. They're pitching and they're pitching well. So, man, be careful taking those Phillies bats if they don't have the lead, because once you get into that Rockies pin, you're going to see some lights out arms. And they've been struggling versus them righties with lights out arms. Next game on the board. Rolling through it. Rolling. We got Tree left. Tree like Tree 50. You got Tree 50 for a box of Girl Scout cookies? I ain't got no Tree 50. What y'all know about some South Park, guys? I'll be throwing them quotes out left and right. I was a degenerate teenage South Park watcher. So let's get into these two pitchers of the Orioles and A's. We've got Watkins versus Montas. Watkins, a career 7.8 ERA and a 4+ ERA in the minors. He's trash, guys, like garbage, straight up. Last year, he had a 10+ ERA at home and a 5 on the road. Oakland Stadium is one of the best pitcher ballparks. So, yes, Camden Yards is a hitter-friendly ballpark, and this guy just gets raked in hitter-friendly ballparks. On the other hand, he's not well, but he's average, about 5 ERA. He's a bottom-end starter on the road. But now he gets that pitcher's ballpark, dude. So you might be able to knock that down to like a 4.5, 4. And you'd be surprised. Spencer Watkins might have a fucking game today, guys. A's versus right-handed pitchers this year. They're bottom 10 in walk percentage and top 5 in strikeouts at 25.7%. They're not walking and they're striking out. That's not fucking good. Bottom 10 average and OPS. Like I said, this could be a sneaky walk-in spot in DraftKings. You looking for value? You looking for a cheap player to throw out there that 1% of their mom is going to run? That's that guy. You ain't going to catch me fucking backing that guy. His strikeout props at 2.5 minus 162. They're not offering this guy on anything on Prize Picks. Probably for a good reason. He probably gets cracked. But like I said, dude, the numbers say he could have a sneaky fucking game today and go a solid 4-5. And for the price you're going to pay on DraftKings, you want to times 3 the price you pay. And that might pay you out. So, looking for some heavy bats today? There's a cheap arm. Montas, he carries a 3.8 ERA. Same home road splits last year, but a 3.9 ERA compared to his 2.41 day ERA. He is at night now, but you got to take in a lot of his night games are versus his own division. The Angels, the Astros, okay? Those are 2 bad places to pitch. So we're not going to take too much into that. He is back at home. He's at a beautiful ballpark to pitch in. And the air's cold and the wind swirls in Oakland. The ball doesn't fly as much at night. So Montas should be in for a solid game too, in my opinion. His last 2 years, though, April has been his worst month of the year. He seems to be a slow starter and then tends to get into kicking. So that's the back off on Frankie Montas is the Aprils have been shaky to this guy. Orioles versus right-handed pitching are number 2 in walks at 13.2%, but number 4 in strikeouts at 25.9. Bottom 5 average in OPS. So Montas should go out there and pitch a solid 6 innings today, guys. The Orioles aren't seeing the ball from the right-handed side that well, and neither are the A's. So you're looking at a sneaky no-run first inning right here, too, also. Prize Picks offers that. I see both these pitchers going out and doing the damn thing, 2 runs or less in 5 innings. So no one has more than 10 at-bats versus either pitcher. Left-handed hitters hit 296 off Watkins, while right-handed hitters hit 344. Good Lord, and you're telling me, Sharpie, he might have a good game? Hey, the numbers, bro. Remember, you got to read through them numbers, bro. Hey, the numbers say he's going to have a good game. So that's just Montas last year. Lefties hit 225, while righties hit 235. He was pretty much solid all the way around. I expect a solid start from Montas today. So once again, I'm looking at no run first inning or both these pitchers to have a decent, solid fantasy score today. Crazy, but not. I see it. Next game out. It's a game I want to talk about. These next 2 games, I enjoyed breaking down because I'm going to have to get me some action in this on the betting side, though. So let's get into it. Reds and Padres, we got Nick Lodolo versus Sean Manaea. Nick Lodolo, I'm high on this kid coming in, but I also said wait and see. Like, I've got to watch these. Just because I'm high on him doesn't mean I got to bet on him. I need to see him in the majors. This kid is the number 2 left-handed pitching prospect in all of baseball. He had a tough time out versus Cleveland, now gets a Padres team with the same exact fucking numbers. He just had a tough time out, guys, and now he's going up against the Padres team who have the same numbers as the Cleveland. Let's get into those numbers. They're top 5 in walk percentage with a 22.8 K percentage. Bottom 15. They're a middle average, but top 10 OPS. They're same as Cleveland, but better OPS, guys. And he struggled versus that Cleveland team. So I've got to look at him struggling again today by the numbers. So, yes, the Padres have been struggling, but that's versus righties. They get themselves a lefty right now. His K prop is at 3.5 minus 167. It's 4 on Prize Picks. I'm not looking to run a guy's K props where a team is top 5 in walk percentage and middle of the pack to below average in strikeout prop. And top 10 OPS, top 15. Like, they're seeing the fucking ball. Do they get strikeouts? It can happen. It's baseball. I play the numbers, and the numbers don't add up to him right here. Where the numbers do add up, and this is the first K prop I'm going to give out on this show as a straight bet, guys. I am betting Sean Manaea over 6.5 strikeouts at plus 112 on Bovada. It is in. Let's get into it. Sean Manaea, he's been a fucking beast this year. 2-0 with a 1.38 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 13 innings, 0.54 whip. Reds versus left-handed pitchers this year. They're 26 in the league in walk percentage. What? 26. They're walking a putrid 5.9% of their at-bats versus lefties right now. And they're top 7 in strikeouts at almost 29%. I told you 27 is that number we look for. 29 and bottom 5 walks? That jumps that strikeout percentage up even more because they're not walking and they're not taking their pitches. They're bottom 7 average OPS. Damn. That's why I want his fantasy score on Prize Picks. I expect Manaea to go a solid 6, 2 runs or less, 7+ strikeouts. And hand it off to the back end of a solid back end of the bullpen now that they've got Rogers over there. So I see a win from the Padres, and Manaea is going to get that quality start and that win bonus. That's 10 points right there. There's going to be 21 on his strikeouts. They're offering you 6 for Prize Picks on his strikeouts. I love it. You get a push at 6, bro, and it drops your 5 pick to a 4 pick or so on down the line. You're giving me a push on a guy that I have projected for 8 to 9? Okay. You will be on my Prize Picks today, motherfuckers. You will be on my Prize Picks today. But, like I said, he's at 6.5 plus 112, and I'm going to play him today. He is my dirty K of this show. I ain't gave you out no dirty Ks, fellas. If you know anything about me, this the dirty K of the day, baby. And they're not going to be every day. The numbers got to add up, and the pitcher's got to be a beast. We don't just play the numbers around here, guys. Numbers are like lawyers. They don't tell you the whole truth. They just don't lie. So it's our job to figure the fuck out. And we're going to figure it the fuck out. And after watching the Reds struggle versus Urias, struggle versus Heaney. Heaney had fucking 10 strikeouts yesterday, guys. Manaea's going to have that fucking same motherfucking thing going, in my opinion. I don't see nothing changing. No batters have 10 at-bats versus either pitchers. And I expect a very well-pitched ball games with the Padres to be able to scrap over a couple. So I'd be looking at Manny Machado. I'd be looking at Abraham, their beast-ass rookie they got out there. I'd be looking at Grisham props today. I mean, I want some right-handed bats versus Lodolo, who seems to be struggling in his first taste of the majors. He will be good, guys. It's just he's going to have to figure it out. And I'm a numbers guy, and you're giving me better numbers with the Padres than what Cleveland had. This kid's going to be in for a rude awakening, giving up at least 2, 3. I see them pulling him if they start to get to him. They're not going to let this kid hang out to dry. He is their top prospect, even though a lot of people know about Hunter Green. Lodolo is their top pitching prospect, so they are not going to leave this kid to hang out to dry, in my opinion. Both bullpens have been struggling, but I do like the back end of the Padres bullpen. They're 8-9 guys. So, Manaea for the dub, baby. Manaea for the dub. God, I hate sounding like a Padres fan. Let's get into the last game on the board. Beautiful, beautiful game. Braves at the Dodgers. World Series champion Braves finally got over the hump Dodgers last year. I heard someone tell me today this is a revenge game for Kershaw and the Dodgers. And it could be, but let me tell you this, dude. I'm a Dodger fan. It's fucking April. We don't fucking care about revenge games in April. We care about making the playoffs and winning a World Series. Revenge games have nothing to do. Clayton Kershaw is not thinking about last year's playoffs. He ain't thinking about last year, period. This fool's showing up with his hard hat and his lunch pail, and he's going to do Kershaw things. Maybe. Let's get into it. We've got a Yanoa versus Kershaw. Shout out to the chat, guys. I see you, Moose. I see you, Jefferson. I see you. Big shout out to Big Show. Hit the damn like for me if you haven't hit it for Big Show, guys. He here every fucking day of the week, except for every day of the year, except for Easter, because, you know, he got a girlfriend, so we can't hate him for that. Me, I ain't got no girlfriend, so y'all gonna have to deal with this ugly ass face. Yeah, you're gonna see me every motherfucking day. But yeah, shout out to the guy who's doing all the stuff in the backstage, pulling us up the graphics, making me look half pretty with my missing toofuses. Yanoa, guys, has a career 5 ERA. He had a home 2.88 ERA and a 5+ on the road last year. Going up versus the Dodgers, who are top 5 in walks percentage and bottom 10 in strikeout percentage. Top 5 average, top 5 OPS. They're smacking right-handed pitching, and they have always loved some high-velocity pitching. Yanoa is a high-velocity right-handed pitcher, guys. Yanoa might do well first time through the lineup, like Malley did yesterday. But once they've seen your shit and know what you're throwing, you're in for a rough fucking night with these Dodgers bats. These Dodger bats are humming right now, and do not be the one trying to step in front of them, fading them. Yanoa's K-prop is at 3.5 minus 150. Wow. I don't bet nothing like that. And Price Picks is at 4.5. So you're getting a whole run more if you want to hit that under. Shout out to fucking Kenny fucking Rogers shooting it out for the Big Show and Sharpie dedication. If you ain't following this guy on Twitter yet, he be putting out some horse picks that be fucking humming and winning. So go do yourself a favor and get yourself a little pony action with that guy. Kershaw, though, on the other hand, he's coming off a perfect fucking game in 7 innings. I know, guys. I know. And you're getting Kershaw at home where he had a 3 ERA and a 4 on the road. So Kershaw loves him some home cooking. And he loves him some nighttime. Because nighttime in LA, the ball don't fly as much as the daytime. Nighttime pitching, though. He's going up against the Braves that are blasting left-handed freaking pitchers. Top 10 in strikeouts. The bottom 10 in strikeout percentage, top 10 in walks. They're seeing the ball versus lefties. They're not swinging and missing. Only 19.3% K. Kershaw's at a 6.5 minus 143, guys. Can he hit that? Yes. He is a dominant pitcher who does have nasty shit. So fading a guy with nasty fucking shit ain't going to be too profitable too much. That's his strikeouts, though. Price Picks offers his fantasy score. And let's get into why I want to fade Kershaw's fantasy score to the under. We know he only pitched 70 pitches last time out. He's not going past 80, 85 today. He had no fucking spring, and he's only going 80, 85. Last year versus these Braves, he got cracked for 5 runs, 8 hits in 6 innings. And Braves this year versus left-handed pitching, top 10 average in OPS, well, top 10 walks and bottom 10 strikeouts. They're seeing the ball and they're putting the bat on the fucking ball versus lefties right now. So I'm looking at taking up Kershaw under, guys. He's my favorite pitcher in my life, in my world. This guy, I let my kids stay home from school when he pitches. Their whole life I've let them stay home. It's fucking Kershaw day. Watch greatness, guys, because who knows when we're gonna see this again. But today, guys, the numbers say fade the guy. So I'm going to be looking at fading his fantasy score. I don't think he goes 6 innings. I don't think he gets the quality start. And even if he does get 8 strikeouts, which is 24 fantasy points, I could still seeing him giving up 3 runs. So that are going to take off them points. So I don't see the strikeouts by the numbers, but the numbers don't always mean shit. and I don't see him lasting 6 innings, and that's really what I'm banking on. So I'm looking at fading my favorite pitcher in the world today, guys, on the fantasy score, not on the damn freaking that. This ain't no sides and totals show, guys. We're talking fantasies. No batters have more than 10 at bats versus Yanoa. But like I said, the Dodgers feast off of right-handed fastball pitchers, high velocity fastball pitchers. So you can't look at loading up on a Dodgers team once again. Ozzy Albies is batting 364 and 11 at bats versus Kershaw, and Olsen loves him some left-handed pitching. This team up and down hits lefties very well. I'd be looking at Olsen over 1.5 bases today, if not a home run. I know it's Kershaw, but if he hangs a fucking curveball or a slider to Matt Olsen, it's going. Matt Olsen is a beast, guys. Remember that. So, Freddie Freeman, shout out to our guy fucking Connor who was on here yesterday. Gave you guys a little bonus play. He got a knock yesterday. He said he seen it coming. He said the bats were there, and he was struggling, and that knock came yesterday. So shout out to the man C-Mac for that. And Freddie Freeman versus old team. He's a lefty, baby, going up against a righty. I see Freddie getting a knock or two today. His at-bats have been really good. He's had 9 outs with the ball hit over 108 miles per hour off the bat. Those are tough luck outs, guys. So look for some of those to start dropping in. Shout out to you guys. Know it was a long one today. We had 8 games to fucking tackle. You guys fucking rock. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. We're almost at some records. We need records because I'm a record fucking breaker. So go on over to Prize Picks if you haven't. Use promo code PUBSPORTS. First $100 match deposit on your first $100 deposit. So yeah, do yourself a favor. And if you don't got Prize Picks, go on over to Bovada, man. Use that promo code PUBSPORTS and bet these props too. They have them there. And they got prop builders there too if you want to build yourself a prop parlay. So let's tackle these props. Tag me in all your prop action, guys. I will retweet you out. I will get you some followers. I will try to do my best. Thank you for your support. Let's keep this fucking train going. Until next time, guys, stay blessed.